Hey everyone, Beth from TastyYummies.com here, and today we're making my Paleo Smoked Salmon Dip. It's kind of embarrassing how simple this recipe is. I feel like by sharing it, I've given away all of my secrets. I've actually been hired to cater parties, brought this recipe, and when people ask what's in it, they kind of can't believe that it's just 4 ingredients. You don't need a blender or a food processor or anything special. I make this smoked salmon dip with my favorite dairy-free cream cheese. If you can tolerate cow's milk dairy, go for your favorite cream cheese, whatever works for you. It's an amazing recipe for entertaining, for snacks and appetizers, and I'm gonna show you at the end some of my favorite ways to serve it up. So let's get started. We're gonna start with 1 small shallot, and we're just gonna finely mince it. To that, we're gonna add about 4 ounces of your favorite wild-caught smoked salmon. I have a little bit more than 4 ounces here because I save a little to put on top when I'm serving. And we're gonna just roughly chop it. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just making sure there's lots of little bites so that nobody gets all the goodness. We're gonna add that to our shallot. To that, we're gonna add 8 ounces of your favorite cream cheese. I prefer dairy-free, so I'm using my favorite nut-based dairy-free cream cheese. It's super, super creamy, and every time I serve this up at parties, nobody ever notices the difference that there's no dairy in there. And last but not least, I told you this is super complicated. We've got about 2 tablespoons of roughly chopped fresh dill. You can make this with dried dill, but I just find the flavor is so much more strong and pronounced with the fresh dill. Now we stir. And depending on how soft your cream cheese is, it's gonna be easier to stir. If it's a little bit more firm, you might wanna set your cream cheese out and let it come to room temperature. I find the dairy-free, nut-based cream cheese to generally be quite soft. My husband loves when I make this dip and there's extra, and he runs to the store to get bagels and then just has this for his morning breakfast. And that's it. Not a whole lot to it. Super simple. And now I'm going to show you some of my favorite ways to serve it. So we like to serve this up with a beautiful crudité platter. Lots of fresh veggies, some of our favorite grain-free and gluten-free crackers. I like to load it up, and then just for looks, give some fresh salmon on top so people know what they're eating. Just a couple of strips on there. And a little fresh dill. And that's it, we're ready to go. I want to show you super quickly how you can elevate my Paleo Smoked Salmon Dip and kind of take it to another level for entertaining. I make these in a cute little bite-sized canopy style treat. It just makes for the perfect bite for entertaining. So let me show you. We just take a little bit on each of these decent sized grain-free crackers, put a little of a smoked salmon dip. They don't have to be perfect. They're meant to be rustic and rough. And then we're gonna just get all of these loaded up, and then I'll show you how to garnish. So from here, when you get your tray all put together, I like to just add little strips of smoked salmon to each one. You can add fresh chives or scallions. I really love adding some heat to some of them, but not all of them, because not everybody likes the spice. But we can do cute little jalapeno rings. And I just feel like it kind of creates the perfect little entertaining bite, so you're not expecting your guests to dive into a pile of dip. They can kind of just grab and go. And then just little sprigs of dill bring a little bit of extra color too. And you can kind of set them up so each one's a little bit different. And that's it. To grab the full recipe for my Paleo Smoked Salmon Dip and more, head to TastyYummies.com now.